Hello everyone and welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, where we've got Darian on the run. Darian Dillon. Alright, he's gonna try to give us proof of innocence. I'm not buying it. Come on, why would I even want to kill that manager? You want a reason? Easy. I got no motive, man. This was that diva's first trip to this country, right? How could I possibly know her manager? Ooh, I think we're gonna have to prove that. If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? A simple reason indeed. Prosecutor Gavin, is it the case that Mr. Latus had not been to our country before? According to our records, yes, not even once. I see, very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin your cross-examination. Great, now I need to find a motive. I mean, I kind of have an idea. Yeah, this is the thing that's going to sink me. Alright, press. Her manager, sure, but Mr. Latus was... Alright, sorry, an Interpol agent, wasn't he? I just have trouble picturing that big lunk as an undercover cop, you dig? Not a very good one, seeing as how he got wasted. The man died. That's cold, dog. Yeah, right? Not that it matters either way. See, I had no reason to kill the man, whatever he was. But that's the same for Maki. No motive was proven for him. Come on, he traveled around the world with that old fart. He had plenty of time to come up with a motive of his own. Ugh. More than I sure did. I mean, think about it. Okay, that's true. Darian, you're a detective with internal affairs. Yeah, what of it? Even if this was Mr. Latus's first trip to this country, you could still have met him prior to the concert. Nah. Or don't you take any international trips in international affairs? That's right. Well, Detective Crescend. That's your game, is it? Guess I'd better confess then. Confess? Yeah, it's a bit of an embarrassment, but I've never been sent overseas. What? But you're an international... See, me and Lane's got a difference of opinion. We don't like each other much. My condolences there, Forehead, but he's telling the truth. Then why is he in international affairs? He's never set foot outside the country, I can guarantee it. As it turns out, my division has plenty of work to do locally as well. That's so unfair. There are plenty of ways. So you didn't fraternize with him at all during the concert? Fraternize? Ha! I don't think we exchanged a single word. As if anyone would want to talk to that old Eastern blockhead. What? Now, ladies, that's a different matter altogether. So you see. Alright. I have no idea what he was trying to communicate there. You sure about that? What? Wipe that look off your face before I do it for you. Listen, you try throwing one of your wild accusations. And I'll throw it back at you so hard you'll forget who you're accusing of what. Therefore, perhaps it's best if you let your evidence do the talking, yeah? Man, what evidence? That's what I want to know. So he's using this motive question as ammunition, huh? Well, I've got ammunition too. Evidence. The only thing I've got... Easy, I got no motive. Ooh, I have a stretch. I have a very big stretch. Right? Are we going down this road? We have to get this resolved. There's no way what is going on with the Chief Justice's son isn't going to factor into this. There's no way. It's become too prominent. I'm starting, I'm not, this isn't my, I don't know if this is my official guess yet, but so far the burning guitar seems to be the fake piece of evidence. Like, I've spent most of this time, I'm like, why did they burn the guitar though? I don't know, maybe we'll get a reason. Alright. Oh, got no motive. I know what you wanted to do though. from which a remedy for incuritis may be extracted. Your Honor, take a look at this. What's that? Looks like candy. It's not. Don't lick it, please. Detective Crescend, ever seen this? Looks like a piece of candy. What it is evidence. Don't lick it before you try it. Specifically, this is a replica of a cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings. A cocoon? I've never seen one of that color. It is a variety only found in the Republic of Burkinia, nowhere else. Alright, but what is this cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Sure, this has nothing to do with a motive for killing Mr. Latus. Does it? It does. Wait. I think it... No, Apollo! You don't sound so confident, man. Cocoon? Is it one of those silky cocoons? The kind that you can make, silk out of? Not this one. This cocoon makes a powerful curative. Curative? For what? Apparently, it is most efficacious for treating a disease thought incurable. It is the only medicine of its kind. However, it is illegal to take one of these healing cocoons out to Burkinia. Well, whatever for? If it's such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world? Yeah, that's what I've been wondering. We looked into the matter at some length. Apparently, it isn't difficult at all to manufacture the remedy from the cocoon. Yet, if you change the process only slightly, you can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely. A deadly poison, in fact. Ooh, what? There was an incident several years ago where some of these got out into the black market, caused quite the commotion in the global community, though the media was kept largely unaware. Intriguing. All this has led to a strict ban on the cocoon's export, when originally enforced by Interpol among others. Interpol? Right. The victim, Romain Latus, was an Interpol agent. Detective Crescend, you insist on referring to him as a manager. But that is misleading. Romain Latus wasn't killed as a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent. So I was trying to smuggle this gumball into the country? Is that what you're trying to say? I'm saying that could well be a motive for murder. No, so I was going to sell it on the black market, make myself a pretty penny. Nope. Ridiculous. Totally unthinkable. Unthinkable, you say? Why? Perhaps it's time for another testimony about this smuggling of cocoons business. Alright, here we go. International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market, too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Man, I'm in International Affairs, I know the deal. Wait, no. Indeed, Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Mr. Latus undercover. You kids think of the craziest things. No way am I gonna risk life and limb just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money. Not the most noble of statements, but duly noted. According to the reports, the cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them to an undercover organization would be risky. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. This is the only motive I've got. He was up to something, and I'm gonna find out what. I know what it is. Press. That memo, that's how you knew about the cocoons. Oh, nice one. I'm running scared now. You had to know about the cocoons to plan this. Just how well known are these cocoons? I'm embarrassed to admit, but I've never heard of them. Well, Lemoire knew about them, though not their use. My reports indicate that there are ongoing efforts to control information about the cocoons. Most people only know that they're illegal to export, that's all. Then I have nothing to be embarrassed about after all. Well, yeah. You could say people like me who know about them are a minority, yeah. That includes everyone in International Affairs, man. Everyone in Interpol, too, for that matter, yeah. So there are other Interpol agents like Mr. Latus. All over the world, likely. Deep undercover, most of them. That's why the cocoons are too hot for the black market. You don't want Interpol sniffing through your wares. Most come to the conclusion that can't sell on the black market, too dangerous. You don't need to, though. Dangerous? Yeah, Interpol finds you, they arrest you on the spot. Or another marketeer might think you're part of a sting and take you out himself. Times have changed. But wouldn't scarcity drive up prices? Yeah, and attention. Every gangster and his brother would want a piece of that action. They'd turn your forehead into Swiss cheese before you could say objection. Maybe we could get them to cut his hair, too. Who's on trial here again? Man, you're so obvious. You so obviously know nothing about the market. It's a bad thing? Don't even try to mess with me about this stuff. Which is why you'd know how to find a loophole in the system. Hey, you can say what you want about me, but back off of international affairs. I think I said internal affairs the first time. Close enough. There ain't no loopholes, okay? What do you think we are, Boy Scouts? That wasn't what I was trying to... Down, Darian, it is as you say. There are no loopholes, at least in the case of these cocoons. International affairs, Interpol, and Porkinian customs are all watching. See, we know what we're doing. Not like some yipping little doggies that lap up every word that diva says. Why, Otta? Otta what? You want some of this? Chill, both of you. Let's do this cool, yeah? Okay, screw cool. I want this guy's head on a stick. The replica has to be the key to his motive. There's got to be a way to find out what he was up to. Alright, so what evidence do we have? What do we have regarding this? Really, it's just... Can I read this? Oh, I can't. First case in country. Article about the Chief Justice's son who is inflicted with incuritis. That's like the only thing I have. But where would it go? Interpol's all hot and bothered about him. I don't think that's it. Can't sell him on the black market. Too dangerous. That could be one. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. That could be another one. I don't know which one I like more. Man, I'm in international affairs. I know the deals at the... Oh, yeah. Alright, so it's either can't sell them on the black market because it's too dangerous. You wouldn't need to sell it, though. I feel like that's maybe the better candidate. Cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Too dangerous. I'm leaning towards this one. Sorry guys, 1 second. Alright, can't sell on the black market, too dangerous. Alright. There we go. Sorry, my phone went off like 6 times. I'm like, alright, I don't see any SOS on there. I think we're fine. I would. How clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. The second they found out I was a cop, I could kiss my keister goodbye. Why sell to a black market buyer? How about someone like this? That article, that's about the Chief Justice's. A deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon, but so can a cure. And not a cure for just any disease, a cure for incuritis. Incuritis? I have heard of that somewhere. You went to visit the victim of the disease this morning. Ah! Why, that's the disease the Chief Justice's son has. You aren't saying. Our witness is a detective. He would have contact with the Chief Justice. You are saying. The Chief Justice would never deal in contraband. Not even to save his own son's life? But even if the deal went through, why it'd be an international scandal? That's Detective Crescen's insurance. If word ever got out, the one with his neck on the line would be the Chief Justice. Detective Crescend, is this true? First I'm a murderer, now I'm a smuggler. How many crimes are you trying to pin on me anyway? Distasteful as it is to think about, if the Chief Justice were the buyer, why a seller couldn't hope for a better deal. A very cowardly seller. Don't let sleaze over there trick ya. So I made a deal with the Chief Justice. Where's your proof? Well... Oh yeah, and you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell. Interpol isn't the only ones out there watching this. Guinean Customs barely sleeps. They're so worried about cocoons getting out. So you were informed. Let's continue with the cross-examination. Everything and everyone gets checked. Let's, press. Just how strict is this customs check? Way strict. They keep planes on the ground for hours. I do recall it being a bit extreme. They were even confiscating gumdrops and marshmallows. Yes, it would be hard to distinguish them. That's right, Gavin was in Borginia, wasn't he? I remember setting off metal detectors several times. I had to practically strip naked to walk through. Here's a travel chip for you, Gavin. Leave the bling at home, you glimmerous fob. Oh, wait. Oh, this is new too. Cocoon possession will get you arrested on the spot and then sentenced to death. Okay. That's pretty extreme. Morginia has this rep as idyllic, laid-back place. Truth is, they're beyond hardcore with security. The Republic of Borginia is a peaceful, pleasant country, so this level of security shows us how truly concerned they are about these cocoons. And that's the situation. Man, if there's a way to get cocoons out of there, I'd sure like to know. You're in a position to know quite a bit about smuggling. Yeah, I need to know a bit of work, sure. Oh yeah, all we get are reports on the failed smuggling ops. Not exactly something you want to go copying. If you want, I can tell you a few of them. Maybe you'll succeed and get rich. I would be interested in hearing purely from a legal perspective, of course. I weep for a judicial system. The replica has to be the key to his motive. There's got to be a way to find out what he was up to. International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Guinean Customs is very thorough. Everything and everyone gets checked. Cocoon possession will get you arrested on the spot and then sentenced to death. If there's a way to get cocoons out of there, I'd sure like to know. Everything and everyone gets checked. Oh, I can't look at profiles. Alright, so it's not a person. So I thought maybe Maki would have something to do with it. Huh. Oh, wait a second. Oh my god, I just pieced it all together. Why his guitar case was broken. Oh, I'm so glad they played that scene. I think it was in the last episode. And why it had to be burned. But then, wait. Wait. Hold on. Can we check this? Sent from Borginia. That's why it had to be burned. There's slightly scorched, and then there's this. It's burned clean through. Yep, it's pretty much a useless piece of junk. It's kind of like you after a trial. Which part? The burned clean through or useless piece of junk? So, right, because his guitar case was broken. which would have been the opportunity to put in the device. But it had to have gotten out of there before then. So it's not the fake piece of... Well, I mean, it is kind of... It was a decoy, for sure. The crime scene triggered by a remote trigger. I'll go back to the lyric sheet. Run away like a bullet. Guitar, up together to the sky. That doesn't really help. He knew what was in there. Is he the one who took... let's choose, is he the one who took the keys? He had them because he knew that the cocoon was... Oh my god, that makes so much sense. It's, alright. Everything and everyone gets checked. But if it were inside a guitar... Alright, is that the statement I want to press? Cocoon possession will get you arrested on the spot and then sentenced to death. Hey man, if there's a way to get cocoons out of here, Oh, I actually kind of feel like it's that one. Right? Okay. This is the only problem with not doing these all at once, is I'm trying to remember the exact circumstances around... His guitar case was broken into, or it was broken. Well then, so did Latus have the keys and then Darian had to break into the case? I haven't pieced that part together. I'd kind of forgotten about the keys. Or did Darian plant the keys? I'm going for it. Actually, there is one way. What? One way to get something out of the country, no checks. Ooh, what is it? You become a prosecutor. Prosecutor? He's figured it out. I don't believe it. Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was it you told me yesterday at your office? I forgot about this too. It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lemoire. How did it end up here? I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made it a present of it. Those guitars from Virginia. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity would ruin the wood, so we vacuum packed it in Lemoire's studio. Special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. So it was never even looked at in the first place. They brought it right up to my office. Pristine and untouched. Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched? Quite. The guitar was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Borginia. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert. Are you saying that the guitar was... With cocoons this small, it would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle cocoon out Virginia. Ooh, what? Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin, that guitar had some work done on it recently, right? Ooh, work? Good to memory, air forehead. You know, guitars have a round hole in the front. It's called the sound hole. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. Broken device of some sort. Broken device. Yes, this in fact... Yeah, that's right, the trigger. An igniter! Exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar? You mean... He means this, of course. Ah! There was a way to get a cocoon out of the country. They could use Picky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. And who better to do that than someone with access? Like a member of the band. Order! So the igniter... It was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems. It was a safety precaution. Precaution? Just in case anyone had if anyone had touched it, maybe it would have gone off? Ah, air forehead. At last it all comes together. Every strange thing that happened that day. Care to review? Maestro, the gentle sounds of Lamoire's ballad, and something. At first, my keys were stolen, a harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case. Oh, he broke it. I forgot about that. Okay. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar. Yes, okay. I see. But things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near that case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler. What's that? Mr. Latouche. Ah! And Mr. Latouche, an undercover agent, was onto something. He would have known about the guitar. He'd only have to check the shipping records. So Mr. Latouche tried to examine the guitar himself. If the cocoon were confiscated, then the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do is get rid of the whole lot. It's over. Press the switch now. The guitar burst into flames and the cocoon was lost. And then... Mr. Latouche died. With Lamoire there to witness it. There's your case. Yeah, brilliant, man. Detective Crescend. I gotta know, you make all that up on the fly. For a made-up story, it makes a great deal of sense, Darian. Republic of Virginia. Sorry, man, but I haven't even been there. It true you haven't. Let's see you make up some story for that, kid. How'd I have the cocoon in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help, a Virginian accomplice. That's all. That you had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lamoire heard proves it. Overpress the switch now. You made this transmission from backstage, while your co-conspirator was on stage. But who was it? This is it, the coup de grace. And for once, I know what I'm doing. There's only one person who could have helped him. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say, then. Be warned, with a great accusation comes great responsibility. Make up your answer on the fly, sober, and you'll be harshly penalized. Are you ready, Mr. Justice? Who is the smuggler's accomplice? I'm pretty sure... Because Maki was freaking out about it. It's gotta be him. No one else makes sense. There's only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice, and that person is the defendant, Maki Tobai. But Mr. Justice, he's your client. Defense attorney accusing his client, that's a new one. I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than I, but I am here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Latouche, and I stand by my statement earlier that he is innocent of that particular crime. Indeed, the defendant is a Virginian. He does meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice. But what if it was in fact Lamoire? It couldn't have been. Well, you seem so sure of yourself. The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor. Electronic signals? Recall that this remote only works to a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless. Yes, that's true. Now think back to the testimony. When the shooter made his transmission, Lamoire was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from the air vent. Well, looking at this, it seems that Lamoire still could have done the deed. No. When the shooter made that transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. He was in the middle of the guitar serenade. She was up too high. Part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and Lamoire. It's going too fast. Wow, that went really fast. I didn't even get to read it. In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lamoire's position in the air vent. Nah. Well, Detective Crescend, what do you say to that? Your Honor. Yes, Detective. Can we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? All right, if we're going to watch that one more time, I think we're going to call it an episode here. Hopefully the next one isn't super short with us just wrapping this up, but I don't know how long this is going to go on. So let's call it here. If it is really short, then I'll just put them together. But I think we've got it. I think we've got a pretty good idea of what's going on. So we'll see how this wraps up in the next one. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.